Hey guys, today we're going to talk about legal opinions. Now, what is a legal opinion? A legal opinion is a confirmation by a law firm to a third party that certain facts or certain circumstances or certain status exist or do not exist. Now, legal opinions are not legal advice. It is totally different thing. A legal opinion amounts to an assumption of responsibility by the law firm to a third party. So this can lead to tortious liability. And this third party is usually not the law firm's client. A legal opinion is like a guarantee that is given by a law firm, which the recipient, the reader, the person who uses and relies on the legal opinion, he relies on it and expects the law firm to verify facts, and the recipient ensures that this is done by imposing potential liability on the law firm. Let me give you an example. In a loan transaction, the law firm acts for the Singapore borrower. The lender is a foreign bank and is not familiar with Singapore law or Singapore borrowers. Okay, the law firm acts for the borrower, a Singapore entity. The bank is a foreign bank. So the loan facility is governed by the foreign law, but the lender, the foreign bank lender, needs assurance that this bank facility loan is enforceable against the Singapore borrower. Therefore, the foreign lender will want the Singapore law firm to issue a legal opinion to the foreign lender to opine, to give its opinion that the loan facility agreement will bind the Singapore borrower. Let me give you another example in a commercial tenancy transaction. The landlord does not know if a foreign tenant, for example, a German company, the landlord doesn't know whether the German company has capacity or authority to enter into the local tenancy agreement or whether the lease would be enforceable against a tenant in the event the tenant defaults or commits a breach under the tenancy agreement. The landlord can therefore request that the prospective tenant produce a legal opinion from a law firm in its jurisdiction. That means, for example, if the tenant is a German company, the Singapore landlord would want the German company to produce a legal opinion from a German lawyer to give an opinion to confirm the German company's capacity, authority to enter into this tenancy agreement and the enforceability of this tenancy agreement against this German company. Legal opinions must be treated very seriously because they involve the law firm taking on responsibility and liabilities to third parties. A law firm can be sued for millions if it gives a wrong opinion. That is the reason why opinions are very expensive. They usually start from 5,000 Singapore dollars and can go as high as 20,000, 30,000 Singapore dollars. Every fact and circumstance to be opined upon must be fully verified before issuance of the legal opinion. Let me give you some examples on matters that cannot be verified. Number one, sometimes a client may want the law firm to give an opinion that there are no outstanding claims against the company in Singapore. What is the meaning of claims? How do you verify the existence or non-existence of claims that are non-litigious, that means not in the courts? For example, it could be just a letter of demand, it could be a claim by a governmental agency. There's no way to verify the existence of claims that are not with the courts. A second example of an opinion that someone may ask the law firm to opine on is there is no pending legal action against the company in Singapore. Now, how do you verify this? Because, for example, arbitration proceedings are confidential. So there's no way, and arbitration proceedings would be considered legal action. But there's no way to verify this. So you can't verify it, don't give an opinion on it. Third example, a client may want something like, there is no pending litigation against the company in Singapore. I repeat, no pending litigation. How is the Singapore lawyer going to verify this? How do you verify the existence of a ex parte injunction application? What about impending litigation, impending court action, which has not yet been filed with the court? There's no way to ascertain it from searches, from litigation searches with the court. Now, I'm going to discuss the structure of a legal opinion. The first section will list out the documents to be opined on and will be referred to. This serves to limit the scope of work and the law firm's verification duties only to the documents listed, and it will therefore limit the firm's liability in the event there were any documents which the firm did not actually review or verify. The second section will restrict the legal opinion to current Singapore law, so that the law firm's verification duties are only limited to local law as at the date of the legal opinion. The third section of a legal opinion typically relates to exclusion of other documents. This limits the verification duties only to the documents set out in the section 1 above. So it may say something like this. Say for the documents listed in paragraph 1 above, we have not examined any contracts or other documents entered into by or affecting the company or any corporate records of the company. Say for obtaining the certificate of good standing and carrying out the business profile search and the winding up search, we have not made any other inquiries or searches concerning the company. The assumptions section sets out matters which we tell the client we will not verify but will simply assume to be true. For example, we usually will explicitly state that the firm assumes that the contract revealed is genuine, not digitally manipulated. And the law firm will also assume that it was signed. A lawyer cannot assume that an agreement was duly executed if, just looking at it, it shows that it has not been signed. However, a lawyer can assume that it will be duly signed, and it must be specifically inserted into the opinion that it is assumed that it will be duly signed. The lawyer can also qualify that he is not opining on due execution of the agreement. Next, I'm going to talk about qualifications. Qualifications set out the carve-outs, the buts of the legal opinion, so that the legal opinion is less encompassing. For example, it may go something like this. This legal opinion relates only to Singapore law and is given on the basis that it will be construed in accordance with Singapore law. We express no opinion about the laws of other jurisdictions. Another common qualification that you will see in a legal opinion goes something like this. We express no opinion on tax matters affecting the documents set out in paragraph 1, or the parties thereto, or the transactions contemplated thereby. The fifth section contains the actual opinion. An example would be, number 1, the company is duly incorporated and validly existing. Number 2, the shares of the company have been duly authorized and are validly issued. Number 3, the company is a separate legal entity capable of suing or being sued in its own name and has the corporate power and capacity to own, use, lease, and operate its properties and assets and carry on its business. I was once asked to give an opinion on whether a gold trading company was exempted from being licensed under the Commodity Trading Act. So, in my legal opinion, what I did was I set out the relevant sections of the Commodity Trading Act relating to the licensing requirements, the definition of spot commodity broker, the relevant exemptions from requiring a license. I then issued my opinion in a one-liner, which went like this. Upon the basis of the foregoing and subject to the qualifications set out in paragraph 8 below, we are of the opinion that the company does not have to be licensed under the Commodities Trading Act. Just one line only. Finally, I'll move on to the last section that sets out the specific addressees, that means the person to whom the opinion is issued to, because law firms want to limit its assumption of responsibility only to specifically named persons and not to the whole world if the opinion is circulated. Because if the opinion is circulated and it's not specifically addressed to certain people, then other people may act in reliance of the opinion, and if it turns out wrong, they may sue the law firm. Thanks for watching.